hard time naming binary compounds?
Or writing its compound name?
Don't worry, we got your back.
Ready your paper and periodic tables because we are about to start.
Hey everyone, it's Gigi. For this video, I'm gonna teach you the rules for naming binary compounds. Now, binary compounds actually has 3 types, but I'm just gonna show you how to name type 1. So let's get into it. For naming type 1 binary compounds, we have to follow these rules. First, cations first, then anions go second. Cations are ions or group of ions that are positively charged that has the ability to naturally move towards negative electrode in electrolysis, while anions are ions possessing a negative charge. Second, cation's name stays neutral. For example, if the given cation in the compound is A, it will remain as sodium. Third, anion's root name is started with suffix IDE. And lastly, writing its final name by combining the ion. Let's try it. We have here RBI, which is a binary compound composed of 2 elements, rubidium and iodine. First, identify which is the cation and anion. Rubidium iodine. Now, proceed to the naming. Rubidium stays as it is, while iodine will be added the suffix IDE, which will finally form RBI, or rubidium iodide. I hope you learned something today. That's one step being a great chemist.
Hello viewers! Let me teach you on how to name and write the formula for type 2 binary compounds. But first, we need to know how these compounds were considered type 2. It is because the cation present in the compounds belongs to transitional metal that have more than one charge. But to proceed with the given examples, we need to know the rules for naming it. First rule, the cation is always named first and the anion is second. Second rule, a simple cation takes its name for the name of the element. Next, we include a Roman numeral to indicate the oxidation number, which is the charge. Third rule, the anion is named by taking the first part of element, which is the root, and then adding the suffix IDE. The last rule, write the name for the compound by combining the names of the ion. So, now, we all know the rules for type 2 binary compounds. Let's proceed for our given examples. Name the compound CDS. So, get the periodic table and let's find where the CD or the cadmium's group. So, the metal CD doesn't belong to the first and second group. Therefore, this is transitional and requires Roman numerals. Let's determine the name and its charges. S is the chemical symbol for sulfur. Get its root, which is sulf, and then add IDE to get the sulfide. While CD stands for cadmium, so we have now cadmium, and then the Roman numeral is missing, then sulfide. So since the Roman numeral is missing, we need to find it. To find the Roman numeral, we need to find the charge of the anion. S has a negative 2 charge. Multiply the charge to the number of atoms present to the sulfur. So, 1 is number of atom times -2, which is the charges. So 1 times -2 is equals -2. The total negative charge must be balanced with the charge of cadmium. Thus, the Roman numeral is 2. Put the names together to get cadmium 2 sulfide. Always remember that the Roman numerals always has a parenthesis, open and close parenthesis. So again, the compound name of CdS is cadmium 2 sulfide.
Hi, I'm Antoinette Jade Baez and I am here to teach you on how to write and name type 3 binary compound and polyatomic ions. So first, let's start on naming the type 3 binary compound. This type of binary compound are composed of two nonmetals. I have here the table of prefixes that will serve as a guide in naming. So, we have here the given pH3. The first step in naming is we have to get the full name of the first element of the compound. The element name of P is phosphorus. Always remember to obtain the whole name of the first element. Let's proceed to the second element. The second element is an ion, so it is named by getting the root word of the element plus adding IDA at the end, which results to hydride. So the prefixes here indicates the number of atoms present in each element. We don't have to put the prefix mono here in the beginning of phosphorus because prefix mono is never used for naming the first element. We have trihydride, so the right prefix is tri. Now we will put the tri here in the beginning of hydride, so the answer will be phosphorus trihydride. Let's proceed in writing the chemical formula. The given is phosphorus trihydride. It is very easy because we just need to classify the symbol of each element and distinguish the number of atoms present by the use of the prefixes. The symbol for the element phosphorus is P. Next, we need to identify the symbol of the second anion element. Hydride is hydrogen, which has a symbol of H. And last, tri is denoted to 3 atoms, so we will put 3 here beside the H, which will indicate the amount of hydrogen present. The final answer is pH3. It is very easy, right? Let's move on the polyatomic ion. Polyatomic ions are composed of 2 or more atoms that are linked by covalent bands but still have a net deficiency or surplus of electrons, resulting in an overall charge on the group. The rules are the same as naming the ionic binary compound. We use parentheses and subscript to denote the number of polyatomic ion in the formula. So let's start by naming this given. Iron is the name of element Fe. Next, let's get the table and find the name of C2H3O2. So here it is. Acetate is the name. We will put Roman numeral since iron is a transition metal. We can get the Roman numeral by finding the charge of the iron by knowing two important things. First, all compounds are neutral. Second, you know the charge of C2H3O2, which is a -1 charge. Since there are 2 acetate that has a -1 charge, the charge of the iron must be 2 for the compound to be neutral. Therefore, the Roman numeral is 2. So the answer will be iron 2 acetate. Let's proceed in writing the formula for polyatomic ions. Iron 2 acetate is the given. First, let's write the formula of each ion. So the symbol of iron is Fe, and the acetate is C2H3O2 based from the list presented. Next, we must balance the charges. So Fe has a positive 2 charge and C2H3O2 has a -1 charge. We will need 2 acetate to balance the iron. We will put parentheses with a subscript on the outside since it is needed for polyatomic ion. So, this will be the final answer.
Good day guys, I'm MJ and I'm here to teach you how to name acids. Acids are molecular compounds that release hydrogen ions. All acids contain the element of hydrogen. Thus, the name of acid is based on the anion that goes with it. There are 3 formulas to remember when naming acids. First, the names of binary acids that consist of hydrogen and one another element that ends with IDE begins with the prefix hydro, followed by the root of an ion with the suffix -ic plus acid. Second, if the name of the anion ends with ATE, the acid name is the root of the anion plus the suffix "ic" plus acid. However, if the anion ends with ITE, the name of the acid is the root of the anion followed by the suffix OUS plus acid. We just need to remember these three formulas when naming acid. For example, HCN. First step, we need to separate the elements that make the compound. We have H and Cn. Next is to determine the names of these symbols. We have hydrogen for H and cyanide for Cn. If you have noticed, the anion Cn ends with IDE. Therefore, we need to follow this formula. Hydro, root of the anion, ic, acid. Removing IDE to the name of cyanide will give us cyan. So, the acid name for HCN is hydrocyanic acid. And that would be all.
We hope you learned something.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe!
And click the notification bell button for more videos tutorials like this.